And good evening. The League of Excellent Extraordinary Negroes here to talk about Moon Knight, the first 3 episodes. I'm Jade.
And I'm Julia.
And I'm Alex.
I'm Marcus.
How's everybody this evening?
That wasn't enthusiastic, people.
I was on time. I was good, and I was smiling and everything.
We got to do
man.
better. We got to do better. Okay.
Let's do it again. That's Jade.
No.
See? I was ready, man.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. Okay.
You can do the Mickey Mouse Club if you want to.
How do you do the Mickey Mouse Club?
No, never mind.
Okay, all right, because I don't remember anymore. Oh, and that's Lynn.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
What's going on?
Oh, different day, same stuff.
All right.
Energy, people.
All right. To get us ready, question of the day. Let's do this one. Who is your favorite comic book hero or villain, DC or MCU, that has not been featured in a movie yet?
I'll go. I want to see the beautiful Rosario Dawson as the night nurse in her own show. Like, think back to Daredevil when MCU was still at Netflix. She was great. I would like to see her get her own show. You weren't feeling her, Jade?
She's Ahsoka now, so I don't think that's happening.
She can do both.
I'm sure she would. Marcus?
I'm gonna Gambit. I need to see Gambit done right on a movie screen.
Tatum.
Character is a whole mess, but I want to see it.
You said Channing Tatum?
Yeah.
He was attached to that project for a long time. Then it got scrapped when all the studios acquired each other.
That every time it got scrapped, he became a more 100% of the pie producer, to the point that he was 60% the producer of Gambit. He was not letting it die.
You know who I think they wanted to play Gambit? The French guy that was in the 3rd episode of Moon Knight. The guy on the horse.
Okay.
Oh.
With the scar on his face.
No, I understood. Just trying to decide whether I would have liked that.
He
died, Jade? He died?
He died.
Mm-hmm.
That's all
he's dead? Or the person, the character
actor?
in the show
No,
died?
the actor died.
Oh, there you go.
Wow.
Yeah, they wanted to do more with him, but he died. I think he was in some kind of car accident or something.
Now you got me over
Rest
here
in peace.
looking for stuff. Man,
Okay.
terrible.
Lind?
A comic that I think would make a great movie, Calvin and Hobbes.
Okay.
It might.
Is that MCU?
Is that DC or DC?
Oh, did you say or DC? DC or Marvel?
Yes.
Oh, man. Okay. I don't know. I'm not cool enough. I can't think of one right now. I was happy just to see Black Panther get made into a film. I've been following Black Panther for years.
Okay.
What's the premise of Calvin and Hobbes if it was a movie? What does that look like?
I don't know. Just some kid acting a fool with this whole imaginary, tiger that no one else could see. I don't know how they'd make it into a movie, but it would be entertaining to watch. I always loved the comics. I'm the only one. No one else liked Calvin and Hobbes?
I honestly didn't start reading comics until 3 years ago.
Wow. How do you not like Calvin? All right.
No.
You gotta get a Calvin and Hobbes book.
Dilbert.
Did you guys read Far Side?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so during that Far Side, Calvin and Hobbes era, they were kind of blending together.
Yeah, I read it.
Not a fave.
Wow.
Really?
I'm kind of disappointed. I'm low-key disappointed.
I'm sorry.
A little surprised.
Okay, it's all right. It's all right.
Alex?
I want to see Mr. Sinister. I think Mr. Sinister is such a mastermind
with the
with a huge cape and the white skin and the red diamond on his forehead. He's such a mastermind of everything that he does, but he also really reminds me of the devil from the Powerpuff Girls, or him from Powerpuff Girls, or the devil from Cow and Chicken. He just has this very like hilariously evil sense about him. I don't know if you guys have seen these two shows that I'm referencing.
The reference shows, yeah.
Him is a very evil, scary villain, but he dresses in cross dress, and so he has black heels, and he has a frilly red coat with frilly fur around the edges, but they only call him. They don't say his name because he's such a badass, scary person that they don't dare say his name. But I also love the fact that he wears stockings and cross dresses, but his pronouns are he, him. He lets you know. It's like it's 1997, but it's he, him. Understand? I love that. But Mr. Sinister has such a very just like contrarian way of behaving that I would just love to see him get this like really, I don't know, just like, I don't know how to describe it, but it would be like him from Powerpuff Girls if he was a villain.
Okay.
All right.
You know what? I got one more. I would love to see MCU redo the X-Men and Storm gets her own show.
Yeah.
I would watch that all
She's deserving.
day.
Mm-hmm.
She's deserving. But who would play her?
Your titty.
Let's not argue. Wait, you guys.
I said that real fast.
How long will that take us?
That's true.
I made mine.
Your
titty
Beyonce. No.
I'm gonna say somebody like Bill Scott,
Oh no. Your titty Badaka.
Erykah Badu.
No.
I want people to stop having music stars in my movies.
Yes,
because,
that doesn't work out so well.
Because if Jill Scott is in my movie, then now I got to make time for Jill Scott to tour and do her album. You know, if Storm is getting a contract, it's got an 8, 10, 15 year contract. She gonna do one, or she gonna do the other, and that's if she's cool with playing Storm forever.
Valid argument.
That's fine.
That's a valid argument.
Most like people are like Beyonce should play Storm. I was like, Beyonce ain't gonna sign Beyonce ain't signing a contract in general. She gonna play it for when she feel like, and when she don't feel like playing it, you ain't gonna have Storm in your movie.
But I don't want
We
to.
need somebody we can.
You don't want to see Badu be Storm?
I want to see somebody who's gonna be in Storm. I want to Storm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and Erykah Badu ain't getting past 2. I promise you, she's not. Musicians ain't built for acting. They're just not built for that type of stamina. They'll do one movie, but they're not doing a sequel and a
time machine
and a triple.
And Angela Bassett. That's what I want.
Angela Bassett is Storm.
Marcus,
incredible.
I couldn't have said it better. Give me that old Angela Bassett.
That's what I want.
Like, what's love got to do with it, Angela?
Wait until Angela Bassett.
There's still room for her, and Hugh Jackman as old man Logan. That's just another whole.
I heard
world.
that Storm is not Storm. I'm sorry. Halle Berry is very much interested in still playing Storm if they offered it to her. She said
that would be confusing for the movie audience.
Of her and
No. It's done.
She wasn't bad, but
you can't say she was good or bad because they didn't give the black woman any lines to read. No. That's not her fault.
Yeah.
Do you know what happens to a frog?
You know,
in a storm.
The whole movie
had lightning.
What happens to a frog in a storm?
They treated Storm like they treat Hulk. When we need to blow up a building or electrocute a toad or make the sky move or crush anybody, we make Storm or the Hulk do it. We don't really make them people.
No, they did not. Know. They depowered her.
Fresh new cast of X-Men would be amazing. It'd be amazing.
I think it's coming.
I can't wait.
I hope so.
I hope so too.
I think I would love to see Gambit. I I can't think of anybody else that I'm just dying to see.
Voltron.
That's a whole.
I don't know who has the rights.
That's an
to
anime,
that.
isn't it?
That's
I'm
not
trying
DC
here,
or
guys.
MC.
Voltron, Contra, Mask, He-Man.
You know, I really don't like.
You should let that ride.
Oh no, man, they ruined G.I. Joe. Never mind. We won't talk about that.
Okay.
Oh no! You know who I like?
So
Who I love in the DC universe? Katana,
Nice.
because she deals with magic. I love her. They've never done anything with Katana.
Is that Katana from Mortal Kombat?
Nope.
Wait.
Nope.
Wait a minute.
Who's Katana?
Wait, am I getting it mixed up?
I don't know Katana.
He didn't do
No.
magic. He did martial arts.
No, she's got a Z. No, there is a Katana in DC, but this one, oh gosh, what's her name?
You're talking about Zatanna?
Zatanna,
magician?
yes.
Wait a minute, Marcus. Get it
Thank
right.
you. Yes.
Yeah.
Zatanna.
Zatanna, Jade.
There's a
Zatanna.
Katana and a Zatanna in the DC
Zatanna.
universe.
Katana
Very
is
light.
still kick ass too.
Katana is, and I never did see that movie. Justice
Can I say that Eric Killmonger deserves his own show?
No.
You can, but
Why
I
do
don't
we
know how it's
want
gonna
a
work
terrorist
out.
so bad to be our hero? What is that about? He's only a terrorist. He's only a
a
terrorist.
hero.
He is only
No.
a
Has
terrorist.
the little scars for all
Here,
the
I mean,
people
I
he's
feel like when
killed.
everybody hears Killmonger's idea, they don't really play
cried
it out
when he
to the
died.
end. They just
I
listen to
cried
the
when he
beginning of
died.
his idea. They're like, that's a dope idea. No, play it out. Play really it out. Play it out the whole way. Because Killmonger's plan is exactly what he was taught to do by the American government, which is destabilize the government and let the little people come in and make more tyrannical governments than were there before. And he doesn't plan to make new governments. He doesn't plan to install anything or help anybody. He's going to leave. He told you he was going to leave. He killed black women and black men to get to his cousin so he could kill his cousin. There's nothing pro-black about Killmonger. He would kill y'all. He would kill all four of y'all.
He was about to
I
kill
just like
Shuri.
this mask. I just like this mask.
He has a great suit. He has a
Sorry.
great suit. He
I
has an
apologize.
Did you
amazing
guys
suit.
watch What If?
I like this
You
mask.
watched What If, the episode with Killmonger?
Mhm.
Where
He's a villain there. Every
had
place
the
he goes,
opportunity to
this.
be good, and
I
he
missed this.
turned.
Is that
every
worth
place he
watching?
goes, he's an evil
It is
person.
worth
It
watching.
is worth
It is.
watching.
Okay, I need
It
to
is
It
check
is
very
worth
it.
watching.
I gotta
And we'll
check
also
this.
prepare you for
Loki.
no
Doctor
Taking
Strange.
notes.
Doctor Strange.
Oh, yeah.
Are you going to see Doctor Strange?
No.
Yes.
No.
What?
It's fine. Them ticket sales is gonna go crazy.
I don't like Doctor Strange. I don't see the
What?
big hype.
Doctor Strange.
It's too confusing. There's too much going on the screen. It's confusing. I'm just
Oh my
sitting there,
God.
like,
Well,
No.
it's not a fun experience for me.
Oh,
I'm just
No.
being honest. It's too much going on. I'm not gonna go
Man.
see that. It's not gonna happen. I'm being honest.
No, Benedict
I'm
Cumberbatch.
choosing not to judge you in this
that's
moment.
cool. I'm not mad about it.
He's weird to me.
Let him
He's
live. You know what I'm
weird.
saying?
I'm
but he's Doctor Strange.
Oh, whatever his name is. I don't want to see that. I'm good.
Okay,
Moon Knight
what
is-
about-
is plenty convoluted, so I don't think that we should get on him for not liking Doctor Strange. I don't think this is gonna be much easier to like,
Thank you.
you know.
But
He's free.
did you
He's
see
free.
the Thor Love and Thunder trailer that dropped today?
Yes.
Oh, that was so
Natalie
good.
Portman
He was
as
running?
Thor.
Where he was running?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I
that's
didn't
just
think
the
that
start
was
of it.
all that.
Well, just like
Did you only
Will,
watch
just
the
like
running
Will
part, or
Smith,
would you watch the
he
whole
needs a
thing?
running
I didn't
scene
watch
in
the
every
whole
movie.
trailer. I just seen them running, and I was just like, "What are we running for?"
Did you
You
not
gotta
watch
watch the whole thing.
You don't have to have a
I
reason.
probably
Like
do. Probably need to watch it.
Will Smith has a running scene in the movie. He doesn't need like a reason to run, but he's gotta run. He's gotta
Same
sprint.
plot. Everything is the same plot. Run,
Marcus,
blow things up.
Marcus,
Oh, I'm Thor. Hit you
you
with my
blew
hammer.
Marcus's mind.
Same story.
You blew
That's
Marcus's mind.
well, you didn't tell a story just now.
I mean, I see the same thing in every movie like that. It's the same thing.
But
You see the
something's gonna
same.
happen.
I think you
Thor's
see
gonna
the
grab
same.
that hammer. He's
I
gonna
think you
hit
see the
with it.
same thematic things coming up in each movie, but I wouldn't say that's the same story. That's the theme.
Not impressed.
Themes and a story aren't the same.
It was just a
Aren't the same
trailer.
thing.
Landis the first one. I got
Not impressed.
goosebumps.
Sorry,
Natalie
I'm still writing down
Portman
notes.
looks
I need to
good.
watch What If with
Yes.
Killmonger on there. Does anybody know
Yes.
what season, what episode, or is it all one thing?
There's
Just
only
watch
one
the whole
season,
thing.
and watch the
It
whole
takes
thing.
too long to do. I just want to get
What?
straight to the point.
Just watch the whole thing.
You know, Marvel doesn't even work like that.
Because it's not just one episode. It's not just, and they're short. They're short.
They're 30
and they're
minutes,
animated.
35, 40 minutes.
Yeah, it's not.
They're
It's
anime?
not a huge. It's not a huge commitment, but they are.
Well, what if is anime?
It is,
Yes.
yeah.
What episode does Killmonger come in on?
All of them.
He's in
I don't even
several.
I don't think Killmonger was dope at all, so I'm not gonna help. I'm not gonna help you find a black terrorist so you can like. Hey!
Somebody has to fight these colonizers. Dare someone say it?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well,
You're right.
today we are talking about Moon Knight. The first 3 episodes. So the summary, who's got the quick summary? Alex.
I got you. Okay, so this is what's going on. There is a dude named Stephen Grant, and Stephen Grant works at the gift shop in Britain at a museum. I don't think it's the Louvre, because I think the Louvre is in France, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So I can't remember what the museum is that they're at, but it's a history museum of archaeology.
I think it's a made-up museum.
Yeah, but they're usually on location.
What country is this?
It's in Britain.
Y'all are all bad. It's London.
British.
It's London.
Britain is the whole. Britain is the whole country, though. England is in Britain.
Oh my God! History class again. Sorry.
Oh,
If somebody wants to correct me. Where's
Is England the country?
England. It's London, England.
Okay.
Also known as Britain because it
Thank
was
you.
Britannia.
Thank you.
Messing
But
with
that
you.
was-
Of course, I know that England's a country.
But
yeah,
Thank
but
you.
then there's
okay, keep going with the
England,
summary.
Britain.
Why does it even
Great
matter?
Britain.
Keep going
See,
with the summary.
anyway, he's overseas in a place where they have accents, and he works in a gift shop museum. And in this museum, he's not good at his job because he has sleep problems, sleep deprivation, as well as the inability to go to sleep. And he straps his leg to the bed because he wants to keep himself from waking up. He even has sand around the bed's edges to monitor if he's actually gotten up and tried to leave or not. So he goes to and from this job, and while he is there, what happens? I can't remember what exactly happens, but something switches off in his brain. He's there at night by himself, and he switches into his alter ego, Mark Spector. And it turns out Mark Spector is not just the alter ego of Stephen Grant. They seem to be two halves of an Oreo cookie, where they're sharing the body and the mind in different turns. I would say different than the Hulk, because Bruce Banner's a prisoner when Hulk is alive, and Hulk is a prisoner when Banner's in control. But these two are talking to each other throughout the 3 episodes. One's trying to get control so they can do what they want. Stephen Grant wants to go back to working at the gift shop. And this dude, Mark Spector, it turns out is an assassin. He's a mercenary, and he is a familiar, a slave, a avatar to the moon god Khonshu, unbeknownst to Stephen Grant, who has sleep problems because when he falls asleep, he becomes an entirely different person, who is Mark Spector. And that is Moon Knight, and the hijinks that he gets into when he flips the card, over from the front and back. He never remembers what happened last to him, but he always finds himself in a new precarious situation from the last time he passed out, and Mark Spector took over.
What a confusing story.
Hey, I don't know why you're here.
What a confusing story. It's a lot. It's too much going on. I mentally check out.
Nick is talking to you.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I don't know what.
Whatever.
I don't know. Do you
represent
Marvel
the
at
common
all?
man here today. Thank you.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm gonna have to agree with Lind here.
Yay!
And I know this is a surprise.
Yeah,
Like,
let's go.
Marcus,
Marcus,
Here's
I knew he was a real one. Thank you, sir.
here's the thing. When I think about Marvel, their A class stuff is like X-Men, Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, stuff they leased out and can't even get control of to get back yet. They're just now getting to it. The B tier stuff was all the Avengers stuff they spent the last 20 years putting together. The C tier stuff went to TV, your Luke Cage, your Daredevil. What is Moon Knight? I have no frame of reference, and you just get dropped into this world where this guy has no idea what's happening to him, and you're like, you don't even see Moon Knight for the first episode till like the very last second. You just see the effects of Moon Knight. It's a cool way to do it, but I tell you, it's confusing. If you've never been introduced to the character, I'm not surprised. Now, I'm going to roll the punches. I'm happy to do so.
Let me say something. So before, you and the common man were talking about how all these tropes in MCU are being used over and over again.
Over and over and over. Blow up, bang, bang.
This is something different. This is a huge departure for MCU. It's not Loki. It's not anything else that they've done. We haven't even heard mention of the Avengers, right? Or the incident. But he's in a separate country, and this is different. It's interesting to me. The first episode was a little bit slow, and that transition that is now coming quicker makes it more interesting. Now Mark can talk to Steven in a mirror. They can see each other and respond to the situation at hand. It's getting more, really, he has, what is it? Multiple personality disorder, something like cognitive something. But
D something.
Yes, dissociative identity disorder. Yes. Okay, yes.
And the sleep disorder.
He's mentally ill.
He has the Hollywood version.
Yes, he does.
Yes. But this is an interesting show. Ethan Hawke is captivating.
Okay, well let's just go to the who's who.
Captivating.
Let's just go to the who's who.
You mean the word?
With his little thinning hair.
Hold on.
Captivating, y'all.
All right. So we got Oscar Isaac. I am a huge fan of Oscar Isaac.
Captivating.
I did not like Poe Dameron in Star Wars. Did not like.
That's because they didn't give him anything to do either.
Right. Ethan Hawke. Good Lord Bird did it for me. That sealed who he is for me. And then F. Murray Abraham is the voice of Khonshu. I kind of love it. Gaspard Ulliel is the guy that I said passed away. Lucy Thackeray is Donna. I want to slap her in the face.
She's doing a great job.
She is. I usually don't want to slap people, but kind of like to slap her. And the other people, wait a minute. May Calamwe? I don't know how to say her name. She plays Layla. And she is of Egyptian descent.
Calamari.
Okay. So there are more. I didn't want to put them up because they're kind of spoilery for where the show is going to go.
How many episodes are out so far?
There's 3. 3
out so far? Okay.
Yes.
So I've seen all.
One thing this show is lacking is diversity. That I haven't seen in this, at least in these first 3 episodes. Even though it's about an Egyptian god, you don't see any brown folks.
That's the thing that upsets me about Moon Knight.
That's been a consistent theme.
Is that just like Iron Fist, he is a white man who's been given the powers of a culture that he is not from and not of. But then again, that's the character as much as source material that we continue to adapt. Where I think it was just last year that Iron Fist finally got an Asian person. Not to play him as an actor, but the character Iron Fist, the mantle has finally been given to an Asian person, and that character is at least from 1970 something. But at least on the comic side of it, I would say that there's been a lot of progress made in the last, what's 2022, the last 3 years, to right a lot of wrongs that Marvel has kind of left as like character traits, like Psylocke being a British woman inside of a Japanese woman's body. They finally were separated in 2018 into two separate people. So Quanon is finally her Japanese true self, and Betsy Braddock is finally the British woman, white woman that she was born as. And so they're doing a lot of stuff like that where it's like, you know, we wouldn't let that shit fly nowadays. They're finally doing a lot of shit to, you know, reverse those type of things. But yeah, I know I completely feel what you guys were talking about for sure.
And Oscar's brown. The director is brown. And he said it in Cairo. And
the scary thing is
the people
a lot of this
have been Egyptian. That we don't know their names, but a lot of the extras have been Egyptian. I did notice that.
There's a really great line in the comics.
I'm not impressed.
The 70s.
I'm not impressed.
Moon Knight offers Luke Cage a ride home in his Moon Knight space jet, and Luke Cage says, "I'm good, Moon Knight. I don't know if you know where I'm from, but we don't take kindly to people in white hoods."
Like that. I like that.
It's what I bring to the table.
Of course,
Now we're
that's
talking.
what Luke Cage would say. Okay, last piece of business. How is this rated before we get into what we like?
Oh, let's see. IMDb has Moon Knight sitting at around, 8.1 for the first episode, 8.2 for the second, 7.9 for the third. I'm assuming those are out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes has a 87% overall from critics, 94% overall from the fans.
Okay.
Higher than I thought.
And the per episode breakdown is higher. It's like 95, 94, and 92%.
If we want to talk about a movie that has an undeserved score, let's look at Black Widow.
Okay, we don't have to go through that.
Right.
We do not. That is, you are preaching to the choir.
Listen,
Okay.
I was promised a spy movie. There wasn't a countdown. She didn't break no glass. She didn't get no mission breakdown. They didn't look at a big old map. Didn't nobody have a wall of computer screens and touch them? Nothing.
Black
Nothing.
Widow was created to give Natasha the send-off. Okay,
See.
everyone, this was part of Scarlett Johansson's contract. That's part of why she sued them, because this was her last Marvel payday. They killed her off in the final Avengers saga, and they purposely went back, gave her tons of money, and said bye.
My
That was it.
question
That was all it was
is,
for.
why in the beginning of the movie did we show little child slaves in shipping containers, and then by the end of the movie we had freed 0 girls from said shipping containers? We just ended the whole movie like the explosion at the end was the justification. That spaceship did not have 32 Black Widows on it. It was an entire spaceship, but we only freed about 32 of them. Black Widow only killed more people by the end of that movie. She didn't have less blood on her hands. She had more. And then the one girl that she said that she killed in the beginning of the movie, she decided that was the girl that she was going to let live. The one that wanted her dead. The one that was bloodlust thirsty for Black Widow's death. She said, you know what? I know that my mission originally was to kill you, but I'm not that mad anymore. I think I'm just going to let you go. Turn this movie off. Turn this movie off.
Should have never turned it on.
Well, I mean, there was always that option.
We don't care about child slaves.
Ask
I
me
went
if
with
I
that
watched-
option for a long time.
Yeah.
I watched it begrudgingly because y'all know how I feel about ScarJo.
We got ourselves a Black Widow swap out, and I think it was an upgrade, so that's all I got from that movie.
Yes, because I do like her. I like the sister.
Yes. I
Love
like
her. Okay. What do we like about Moon Knight?
I like the convolution. I'm just gonna be real. I follow these stories way too closely for me to be surprised by anything. it's really hard for me to be surprised. And so when I was watching Moon Knight, it's a story that I've never read. I've read 0 Moon Knight comics in my experience, but I wouldn't say that I was confused when I watched it. I enjoy stories where we're talking about the middle and we'll tell you the beginning along the way to the end. I think in Marvel's case, I'm tired of the 6-episode thing because now you're trying to stuff information into a time frame that I feel like isn't long enough for you to tell me stories that can get convoluted. I know people didn't like Netflix because Netflix had like 10 to 12 episodes of Marvel stuff, but I also feel like 6 is too short. I don't know where the sweet spot is, but I don't know. You can really get into more with more time, I feel like.
Well, and for Marvel, I think it's all about cost, right?
Yeah.
Netflix had more money. Netflix paid more in their partnership. And so you saw a longer season. But here, like, and they are hemorrhaging money. Like, you can tell that they have spent a lot on production. They're on site, just money everywhere. Flowing.
Being on location in general, is super expensive.
Yeah. So I don't know. I enjoy the longer season. I think you're right. I need more episodes. Like, I thought Loki was too short.
I definitely thought Loki was too short, and we spent too much time, like Carla Stillwell said, too much time on Sylvie being the privileged white woman.
Yes.
That she was.
Just remembering her doing that.
I loved it.
Yeah. Yep. I think this is probably. I don't often go back and rewatch. If I rewatch an episode, I really like that episode. And I think I've rewatched each of these episodes 2 or 3 times and maybe let it just kind of play in the background. The last episode I watched 4 times.
Really? The 3rd episode?
Yeah. And I think it was just the feel of it. There's something different about this story. I've never read a Moon Knight comic. I have no idea who this character is. I kind of have an idea now that I've been presented with some information and know that Doctor Strange is coming out and that's going to change some things in the world, and this character could help do some of that. And that Khonshu is one of the gods, and Black Panther is an avatar of Bast. I mean, it's, so there's relationships there that I can kind of see possibility, but I grew up loving Indiana Jones and
It
all
definitely
things
feels like Indiana Jones. Yeah.
all things Egypt. Just, so when they're talking about the gods, I'm like, oh yes, it, like I know those gods, and I immediately thought about that scene in what's the cartoon? When You Believe song with Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston, the Disney movie.
The Cinderella?
No, the Moses movie.
Prince of Egypt?
Yes, the Prince of Egypt.
Oh.
And that scene where Moses throws his staff down and it turns into a snake, and the two magicians for the Pharaoh sing the song. I'm not going to sing the song, but
I definitely have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh my God, you don't know what I'm talking about?
No, I've been patiently waiting for the ring to just like.
Oh my God!
Not at all. Not at all.
I know what you're talking about. I just haven't seen it.
By the power of Ra, Set. I mean, they go through all of the gods. It's so good. Okay, you have to go on YouTube. You have to look up Prince of Egypt. The playing
No,
with the
Probably
big
on
boys
Disney
now.
Plus,
Oh,
right?
you talking about where?
Surely you mean gods of Egypt? You mean gods of Egypt?
No, I don't mean gods
No.
of
You
Egypt.
mean
I
that
mean
cartoon
Prince of
when
Egypt.
he spreads the seas and they have the whales swimming? It's the
Yes.
cartoon.
Yes, it's the
I
cartoon.
have seen that. I know that the soundtrack to that movie is incredible.
Yes,
I've heard.
you're
Yeah.
playing with the big boys now. That's
Yeah.
the song.
I know what you're talking about. Okay.
Yes, that's what I went back and I thought about.
Mhm.
Mac and cheese is delicious.
Okay, I'm done. That's
I
it.
just want to say, if you guys don't like collusion, then you won't like the X-Men and you won't like Fantastic Four. They're not less collusion. They're more. They're more confusing. They're more hard to understand. They're more complicated. Unsabanora Apocalypse is from Egypt. So then what are we gonna do? You know, Eternals are Egyptian gods. Thor is a god. There are all these things that already exist. And I think it's weird when people say the stories are all the same, but then they're confused by the stories that we're trying to tell with the rules that you already understand. When you understand the rules that we're playing by, they're going to start to assume that the audience is just along for the ride, which is cool because then you get people who aren't familiar who watch the show just for the hype that people like Marvel shit. But also prepare for it to get a lot more confusing when the X-Men and the Fantastic Four show up. It won't get easier to understand. You just like the character. You just like Wolverine, and so you'll sit through it. You'll understand it. But when they start to speak science fiction stuff, you're just gonna turn your ears off like everything else. It's just science fiction. But again, I don't like Star Wars, so I'm not the person to ask about opinions. So
Star Wars is
and
fantasy.
You know, and it took me a minute to remember
thank you.
that Oscar Isaacs played Apocalypse in that really bad X-Men movie. So
He did?
I wondered, are they going to do something with that? Because it's
No.
the same actor.
No,
and
they
he's-
definitely
They're
won't.
not going to do a
Apocalypse
thing
is
with
going to be hopefully a good apocalypse. I don't know what that was.
Well, no, it was horrible.
that.
It was.
Yeah, that was
He looked like Ivan Ooze from the Power Rangers movie.
I don't even know who that is.
I
But it was
didn't
horrible.
even know that was him.
Okay. Anything else that you like?
I did actually enjoy it. I mean, just because I didn't fully understand the first episode and it took a minute, that doesn't change anything for me. I prefer to just jump in and be like, we'll catch you up later, let's go. So that's fine. But I feel like,
Yeah.
I thought them having two different suits for Moon Knight's interesting, depending on which personality he is when he has the powers. That's hilarious.
I think that's cute.
The actual,
So
like,
I started reading
three-piece suit.
stuff, and Moon Knight has multiple different characters that he's played throughout the years. Back in the early days, he had multiple secret identities that he would play. And in the 2014 issue that I'm reading, I'm only on issue 2, he's combined all these personas. Instead of them being secret identities, they've given him dissociative identity disorder. And he's actually believed that he was these different people the whole time. And the suit version of him, he refers to himself as Mr. Knight. And he's the more Batman, detective, suave type of person. And then there's Moon Knight, the person who actually, you know, is the crime fighter person. But in this, they're completely flipping it on its head. Like he's not a gift shop owner. In all these personas, he's some, you know, type of badass person. But this, I don't think you could read the comics and get the full story about what they're trying to do here. This is pretty original.
His personas
adaptation.
are like an aspect or an attribute of a James Bond kind of character.
Yeah, they literally call them aspects. I wish I could find the quote.
If they're going to try and give him more personalities than the two we've got, it's probably a good thing they've waited to establish how this
Well, I think they've
works.
alluded to a third personality.
I think you've
I don't know,
already
you got-
seen it.
Yeah, they've alluded to a third personality. There's a
Yeah.
space in episode 2 or 3 where Steven
Where
and Mark
somebody
both
else, yeah.
disagree that one of them did the thing, and neither of them think
Yeah.
that they're responsible.
I think at the end of episode 2, when you see him sitting on the floor in the hotel room drinking out of the bottle, I think that's the third.
Man.
Tony Bagels, Ayana is here, Nick is here, Tony Bagels. Hey, Tony says, Moon Knight fans are going crazy because apparently he got something to do with Millionaire. And
It ain't
he
lifting it.
said, prepare, prepare to see possible connections to Thor and X-Men in Moon Knight.
I think so.
What? Marvel
And
stuff
Sabanor.
connected? No way.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a way to open a door. Okay, anything else that you liked? I like seeing Cairo.
Yes.
The the meeting inside the pyramid with all the avatars talking to each
Oh,
other.
good.
So good, but so
Yeah.
weird. It's like, what
that
is
needed more
happening right now?
context. That needed more context.
I
in my
wish they had
opinion.
done a little more in there.
Yeah.
Because the girl that plays the avatar of Hathor, what did they say? Oh, she said sometimes she's called Hathor. I wouldn't mind seeing more of her. She seems
Yes.
interesting.
But the whole scene where they binded him, that was so good. I thought that was so well done. I like the temple scene. You're in the Pyramid of Giza. Like, there are all these secret rooms. Yeah, it was interesting. It was interesting.
I liked the episode, but I just felt like that was one of those times where they're stuffing so much into this episode, and I just wanted to take my time with more of these things that they're saying. Especially the meeting. The meeting was good, but the meeting was over, and I still had a lot of questions. I was like, okay, but what exactly are we doing? I'm usually rewatching the episode this time because I'm wanting to get more context. Because I'm usually just, starstruck by all the on location scenes and like the chase scenes and who has control of the football at whatever point, that I'm not really catching what we're saying.
Well, and you're right. Why did they summon Harrow? He's no longer an avatar. Like, why?
Yeah,
did
see,
he
stuff.
get to talk at the council meeting. Who is he? He's Khonshu's old avatar, but he no longer has any power. Why does he get the floor?
I think that's also a very good question. It seemed like there was a power dynamic in this room that we don't, as an audience, don't understand, and it seems like Khonshu doesn't explain it to us, but also, dude just gets the floor and gets control and gets the wins the argument. I was just like, and then we all leave, and then everybody leaves. I was like, wait, I didn't understand at all what we said. It's like, man, this needs episode 7. Is how I felt when I was too much stuff.
One last thing that I really liked, when he was walking into the meeting in the pyramid, and Steven is in the reflection, like, oh my God, we are walking in the pyramid of Giza. Like, I love that. Because it's just a little, they keep their personalities, and you can see that this is why Steven has this sleeping disorder, because when what's his name is awake, Steven is not asleep. And like, he's realizing, okay, this is what's been happening. Anyway, that's what I like. Okay.
And he and Moon Knight's wife are totally gonna get together.
Oh yeah, she's into
Mark's
the nice
wife?
guy. She's totally into the nice guy. Yeah.
Yes. She's into Steven. She's digging that.
It's weird.
Well, he ain't never hurt her, so you know what I'm saying?
Same person.
It's a lot going on.
What could have been better? You talked about needing more context,
Yeah.
more episodes.
And I don't necessarily know if more episodes means more context, but there's just some things that the audience doesn't know, not because we haven't read Moon Knight, but because you won't tell it to us. And I understand you're doing it on purpose, but when you're taking context away from us, when you could be using that context to tell us more of the story, like, I don't know, you could have had name tags in front of these gods for one thing. I thought it was interesting that all the gods had avatars in front of their person, but we never got to see what avatar it was. And I really wanted to see if there was a second boss avatar, or if there's anybody representing Wakanda, because on the fake map of Africa, Wakanda and Egypt are like this. They're like pretty much next door to each other. And so I thought it was weird that we're not going to introduce any of these people, but they're apparently very important. Like, I know all the Eternals because they told us their name like 8 times during that movie.
The Eternals was horrible. That was
I completely disagree. I completely disagree.
I don't
but
think
that's
it was
fine.
horrible.
That's fine. I
You
completely
like
disagree.
the Eternals? Oh,
I
we
love
have-
the Eternals, but I've read the Eternals, and so the context that I have is different. It's different.
Okay.
I didn't hate
If you
it.
guys didn't like
I-
it, that's fine. But a lot of the reasons that I did like it is because of reasons that I saw in the comics that are like.
Well, it was all
Chosen.
world building. It
Mhm.
really wasn't
Yes.
anything other than that.
Mhm.
And I came for some meat and potatoes, and I got like side salad. Wasn't even a
The
Caesar
meat and
salad.
potatoes were philosophical and not blowing things up. That's why it got a little weird.
It was a thought. It was
Like-
a lot of talking. There's a lot of exposition.
I love the entire thing. I could probably write a 3-page paper about how much I
It's
love
like-
that movie.
Eternals was a lot of like, what's your job? What's it mean to be a good person? Are the actions you're taking
but
the
again,
right
we
ones
were just
objectively?
saying
Turned it off.
Is there
about
room
how
for
we're
debate?
tired of movies and superhero
I'm-
movies that do the same exact thing, and difference
I'm
is the
down.
thing that also makes you turn off the screen. So it's like, what do you do want blow them up movies that
Well,
Simplify
I enjoy Marvel, and I like their tropes. I get them. I'm a comic book fan. But with the Eternals, I felt like something was missing. And the biggest question they didn't answer is, where were you during the event? Where were you during the glitch?
Well, she
Like,
said,
They
why-
answered that question.
It's not their job.
yeah, that they were told not to interfere in.
As an
Things
Eternal,
that have to
you're
do
bound
with
by the
you.
machine that created you. They truly cannot interfere. It's not a choice that Eternals have. It's a what is it? It's the way they were built. It's who they are. There are many instances like that in the Eternals comic where they want to go against their programming, but they simply can't. It's who they are. Icarus can't change his mind. Who's the kid? Sprite, no matter what she does, can't get over the fact that she'll never grow old. These things drive them in ways the same way they would drive Zeus. These characters are one-note characters that have to live expansive lives. And so the context that they live in is much more than what you're seeing in this movie, which I think is very difficult to show, like the gravity of how Sprite feels or how steadfast Icarus is. Those things are hard to do in the time frame, but I don't know. I love it. I
That's
love the
the
whole
best
thing.
explanation I've heard of the movie yet. So I'm down for that.
I liked it. I really liked it. I can understand why people didn't like it. I can definitely understand. I don't disagree with it. But I
I
really
don't know
liked
if I dig Angelina Jolie as a superhero. Like, I don't know. I didn't like
I mean,
Tomb
she was
Raider.
a superhero with Alzheimer's.
it. She was mute the whole time.
I was not feeling her character.
I think
Okay, anyway.
I liked Eternals, and we're gonna go back to Moon Knight. I did like Eternals, but I liked Eternals because it was so different. It was world building, and we will see these characters again in some other way. So we know who they are now. They got it over in one and done. So when you see, I don't know who flying through the air, Rob Stark, you'll know who he is, and you'll know what he can do, and you know what motivates him.
But that was my problem with it. It is just world building. There was no real substance.
And you'll see
in my-
Jon Snow with what's his name, the vampire guy, Blade.
Oh God.
Like we
Okay.
know.
Okay.
Look,
All right. I
they're
like
building-
World building.
I'm open to suggestions. I might go rewatch the Eternals based on this.
they are
feedback.
building for 10 more years of movies at least. So,
Yes.
just let it
They definitely
let it
are.
build. Let them do their world building. It's fine.
And I watched it a few times actually, because it's actually a really well done movie. It's a beautiful movie if you just look at it
For the cinematography, yes.
for the movie sake of it, and not the how do these people fit into the world of the MCU. you just have to move some of that out of your mind with these upcoming people because they have they have their own stories, and I don't think that people realize just how many characters there are in the Marvel universe. Like there's encyclopedias full of characters that
that's
we
just
will
the Avengers.
probably never see. And
Thank you,
those are
Tony.
just the ones that they have in color. There's a
By the way, I saw Stan Lee had a book released before he died, and of all places, it must not have done too well because it ended up at the Dollar Tree book section, which is sorely underrated, my people. Busy Phillips' memoir was also there. Picked them both up, along with 4 others. But Stan Lee's last book, I'm reading it starting next week.
Tony said, "Watch it, Julia."
Yes, Tony, I hear you. I hear you. I'm gonna pick it up. Go to your local Dollar Tree, Stan Lee.
Goodness.
Pick it up.
All
Next
right.
time I'm
On both ends of the spectrum.
Okay.
They also have great alkaline water. You have to get pH balance.
my
Okay,
God.
you have to know what's going in your body. If you want to be like the Eternals.
Oh my God. Okay. What did you love or what did you hate?
Before we do this, I have to roll out. I'm working on my art series, and it is going on 1 hour and 15 minutes. And so I gotta peace out, you guys. But I appreciate it. and
Did
I
you
love
love or hate anything before you go?
You know, it's really hard for me to be critical of things that I like. I can only think of criticisms as like counters to things that other people didn't like. So if somebody has something that they didn't like, I can talk about why I liked it.
Okay.
I can just be contrarian for the content of the podcast, if that would help.
No, that's not necessary.
Lynn, tell me something you hated, bro. I got you. Anything. I bet I loved it. I bet I fucking
There was
loved
a lot I hated about this show we're talking about here. There's a
Yeah.
lot I hated.
it. All right.
You know, yeah, there's a lot I could say.
Well, now's the time.
Hollywood has always done us wrong when it comes to Egypt and our
There we go.
representation of Egypt. Now, I'm surprised no one said it so far, so let me be the first to say it. The Egyptians, the real Egyptians, are black people. The pyramids are built by black people. How come we have not been given credit for this?
You have
In Moon Knight?
Wakanda, and you're not
In
going
all
to
of
get
it.
that in Moon
Okay.
Knight.
Well,
You're not.
I know I'm not going to get it in
Because
I
you
don't
live
wanna
in
watch
the
it.
world.
pretend. I don't want to watch it in pretend.
listen, we was mad that we didn't get it in Falcon Winter Soldier. We were pissed. We were
Yes,
pissed as 8 black
fucking
people.
Saved him.
We were pissed.
they,
I know you didn't tell these white people it's okay to be wild.
they did okay for a while. Then they got to landing the ship, and they're like, "Well, we don't need landing gear. We'll just do this. It's fine."
Listen, Khonshu didn't let me down. Falcon let me down. He should have slapped all them white people.
And to be fair, I mean, when they are in Cairo, there are quite a few brown people. That's accurate. They have thrown some darker brown people in the mix. When she goes to see the French guy, and they're on the horses, it's the black man that comes up to her. So I mean, it's modern Egypt. That's what you're gonna see.
As long as we get a black person next, I'm good. You know, Blade will be black.
Mhm.
They
Hopefully.
can only do one thing at a time.
Mhm.
That's cool with me. That's my answer. Blade will be black. So I gotta see you guys later.
We hope so.
I love you.
We hope so.
And
All
see you
right,
next week.
Alex.
Been cast.
Bye, Alex. Okay, so loves, hates.
First off, I can't believe that he said that he hates Star Wars. I can't. I cannot believe he made that. I mentally checked out after he said that. Star Wars? We're talking about Star Wars. Have you seen Rogue One?
Not everyone
No,
likes
that is
Star
not. No,
Wars.
that is not
That
the
is
one
a
to call out.
classic.
Well, Rogue One was actually one of the better of the new
It
stuff,
was amazing.
but
I
Have
cried.
you
Not-
seen the
not
Empire Strikes
everyone-
Back?
Yeah, I didn't cry.
Sure.
It was good. It was really good. No,
I mean,
no one else. I'm the only one.
the
Yeah.
original trilogy.
Oh, what not?
We're not talking about the first 3 Star Wars movies. More like the original.
Just well,
No, I mean the first 3 are good, but
Yay.
episode 1, 2, and 3. I just see it's all confused. You're right. Yeah.
I am
Those are 4, 5, and
prepared to
6.
trash
4, 5,
Return
and
of the
6
Jedi.
Four,
are
5, and
classics. Those are classics.
But you
1,
know,
2, and 3.
there are some people. I love Star Wars and Star Trek almost equally, but there are some people that only like Star Trek and only like Star Wars. They do exist.
I'm just gonna say, when is the last time you watched Return of the Jedi, and are you sure you like it as much as you think you do?
Yes, you know what?
As a kid, it was there for me.
We're all good down here.
It was
How are
very
you?
good.
I will go through all of them. I will go straight through. You know, I'm one who, like Lord of the Rings, I can never just watch Return of the King. I have to watch them all. I have to suffer through Two Towers, the extended version. Like, if I'm watching Star Trek, I'm either sticking to 4, 5, and 6, or I'm watching them all.
I can just
Up to
watch
the death of
Fellowship
Luke
and not watch
Skywalker.
the other two.
I'm just my hottest take is that episode 1 is better than episode 6.
No.
I mean,
Yeah.
No.
episode.
Star
Wait,
Trek
Yes.
Six?
wait.
No.
You mean episode 1
For
with
Star
You mean
Wars.
Phantom Menace? Are you talking
Yes.
Phantom Menace?
What is better than
I'm
episode
talking
6?
Phantom Menace is better than Return of Jedi. Yes.
Oh my God, sacrilege! I don't
I have
know
said
that
that.
we can be friends. I don't know, Marcus.
Somebody call the police.
I have this
What are you
feeling
talking
in
about?
my heart that just like a light dim on you.
Just saying.
Okay.
We should give out
No.
calls in here.
Y'all
Okay.
got
So
Too
back
much
to
of a soft
Moon
spot
Knight.
for them bears or something? I don't understand.
Those
Ewoks.
are so cute.
Ewoks.
The little Ewoks.
Are you serious right now?
They are adorable.
Okay, let's
Hey,
go
yo,
back
See
to
them dancing
Moon
at the
Knight.
party. And you know what? I'm not even mad at George Lucas for redoing Anakin Skywalker instead of Darth Vader in the remake. I'm okay with
I
that.
kind of am.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. But you cannot change. He's not Tony. He is not right. Tony, we were there. We were there, and now we are not. Phantom Menace is not better than Empire Strikes Back. When Luke rolls up and he's like,
Okay,
What? Wait,
but
what happened?
The set pieces are better.
well, because you had
They just
20
aren't.
years on it.
okay, but let's go back.
Rogue
to
One was
Moon
the best
Knight.
one.
No,
So,
Rogue One was the
is
best
there
one.
anything
It is clear
that
that
you
Rogue One is
absolutely
not.
loved or absolutely hated about Moon Knight?
I will have to say that right at the end of episode 3, when they start swirling the sky, like I don't know what Khonshu was thinking about, trying to keep things secret, but secrets are who are you going to call when the entire sky is swirled around a bit? Yeah. I
You said
enjoyed that
happened
a
in
lot.
episode 3.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
it was
because-
right at the end.
So
Because
3,
he-
was that when there was that meeting in the pyramids?
No.
When was
That's
the meeting in the
episode 2.
pyramids? Okay. I
That's
wasn't going to
episode
say
2.
anything, but I don't remember any of this.
When,
And I thought I watched all 3 episodes. See, I start off watching the episode, and then it's just way too much going on.
I'm gonna need you to rewatch 3 and get ready for 4.
Okay. I'm in that 40 and up club. Okay, you got to keep my attention, or else I'm going to sleep.
Oh my
I-
God.
Moonlight not keeping my
There's
attention.
too much
I be
going on.
sleeping, y'all. I be sleeping. I ain't got time for this. Moon Knight doesn't keep my attention.
How? I mean, it's
I mean,
really a lot going on.
You admitted that episode 1 was like super slow.
I admit it was
Episode 2
intentionally confusing,
and 3 were
but I
not.
was awake
So
for
much
it. I was
confusing
definitely
stuff going
watching
on.
it.
He's going to sleep. He's strapping himself to the bed. I'm like, what's going on here? Is this some freaky thing? What is this
He
all
put
about?
sand down to tell whether or not he left.
What's going on? He's like, I put my toes
He's
in the
like-
sand. I'm like, what is going on? This is weird. Knocked
He's
out.
just checking to see if he's
I wake up and
sleepwalking.
he's fighting in the bathroom against somebody else. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. And his dog is chasing him around the thing and he's breaking stuff. I'm like, did you break this? And he's like, well, I didn't mean to break this. It's a weird show.
It's
definitely a weird show, and I enjoy that about it.
yeah,
So do I.
that's good.
Okay, fine. I'll give it another try.
Yes.
No, no.
This goes every week.
Rewatch
Okay,
all
fine. I'll give it another try, and then I do.
We're not forcing you to watch it. No one is forcing you.
You don't have
Not
to.
everything is for
I
everybody.
Bridgerton
Yeah.
because you guys told me to watch Bridgerton.
Oh,
It
okay.
was
Well,
good,
okay, then
wasn't
maybe
it?
you'll
It
have to
was
watch
good. It was really good.
Okay.
It was really good. Thank you for the recommendation.
Okay. All right. All right. What's your score? Start with Julia.
Solid 3.
And this is for the first 3
Solid
episodes.
3
This is for,
out of 5. Okay.
well,
I thought you would have
okay, I'm gonna do 3.5. Like, there's a lot that has gone unsaid, but one thing we didn't mention, this is the show with the QR codes, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yes.
click on spots on the screen and learn more about Moon Knight.
Did
That's
anybody do it?
me.
Anybody do it?
I
No.
didn't use the QR code, but I did download the books because there is a way that you can just go online and search for it, and somebody's already just got the links for the.
But that tells me you're getting lazy. You want me to do my own research, MCU? Like, that's not gonna work, okay? Like, I need you to tell it to me in a story and be flashy, nice, good cinematography, fight scenes, car chases, everything. I need it.
Is
okay,
it
I don't
Marvel
need
has gotten lazy?
I don't think so. In fact, they're producing extra content. They're just not. That takes more work, not less.
Something's going on.
I mean, they're just saying, hey, if you're confused or if you really like what you see, check out the comic.
You get to choose your engagement level with the show.
Right.
Look, okay? You didn't have to read Tolkien to get Fellowship of the Rings, okay? They didn't have to give you a QR code to find out who Frodo was, all right?
They just had to eliminate characters, combine characters, change plot points, and
That's true. That is true.
A lot
Epic,
going
but
on.
That is
But
true.
the story was conveyed as a visual movement. And I need MCU to do that with everything. They did that with Loki, all right? They did that with Loki. They have done that with,
We ain't got time for that.
contrary to popular belief, Doctor Strange was good. Okay? He was great in No Way Home as an asshole, but he is a great character. That 3.5. 3.5.
3.5 is good. We've only gotten 3 episodes.
3.5.
Yep.
Okay, Marcus.
I have to agree with 3.5. I'd like to know more of where this is going, and they've not done a great job of advancing the plot in an intelligible way. They've had a lot of work to do introducing the character and the world, so that's fine. I expect it gets better from here because Marvel has a way of ramping things up towards the end. So I'm an interested watcher of the show. But every time it ends, I'm like, well, that was weird.
Yes.
Before Lynn goes, I'm just gonna put this because I haven't not. I never
Do
did
that,
use
do
it.
that.
Lynn, your score?
Well, I started watching the show because in the don't laugh at me. The picture, the picture that they just showed, he looks cool. He looks really cool, like he's
He
gonna do something
is
interesting. But I've just been let down.
You
I've just
need
been
to
let
go back.
down.
You need
It's
to
a
go back.
wildly confusing show.
You need to go
And
back.
for that reason, I will not be giving it a 3.5. And I don't know if I want to give it a 3. But only because my friend Jade said there's a possibility that I might like it. Will I be nice? Fine, I will. I'll go with a 3. It's hard for me to
You
say.
fell asleep on it. I'm
You're right.
I
You
should
can-
go with 2.
You
I
should just go
2.
with 2. You should just go with 2.
2 for peace. Peace
2,
out.
and then come back and tell us what you really thought about
A 2
the
it
whole
is.
season.
I tried to be nice. A 2 it is.
That's okay.
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
with 2.
2.
I'm
I'm not
gonna
even
go-
sure you've seen the 3rd episode, so
Right,
it's probably
yeah.
fair.
I don't even know if I've seen
Right.
a full completed episode. I know, don't do me. I know. Oh, I know. I'm terrible. I know.
We
But I
gonna pray.
just
We
can't stay
gonna pray.
awake on it. It's morning.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna give it a 4
Out of 4?
out of 5.
5.
Oh, okay, about to say. I'm about to
Out of
say.
5, man.
Oh,
What?
Out of
Wait a minute.
5.
I'm gonna
What
say,
were you
Jade,
rating it
come
on?
now, seriously. Oh, well, I don't even. Never mind. Leave me alone. What about me?
I'm gonna give it a 4 because I've rewatched
No.
each episode several times, gotten more information, and enjoyed that rewatch. I can't always rewatch everything. So because I can rewatch it, and we'll probably go back when it's all done and rewatch the entire season again, I will start off with a 4. It will probably go up. If the last 3 episodes get better, then it'll go up. Right now, I'm happy.
But Jade, the show is so confusing that they hide little QR codes in it so that you can go and get information so that you can possibly understand what's going on.
No, the QR codes. So there are QR codes in every episode that lead you to a comic book. If you want to get more of his story from the comics, what they're doing in this show is a little different than the comics.
No, thank you. That's too confusing for me.
Oh my God.
I got stuff to do.
So next week,
I'm waiting for this. I'm
The Last
waiting.
Dragon!
we are going to talk about Picard
I'm here for that.
and
Yay.
just a little drip on Discovery, just a little bit, because we started the conversation about Discovery at the beginning of the season, and we didn't go back and finish what we thought of the whole season. And yes, there are lots of thoughts either way.
Yes.
On May 2nd, I think we're going to talk about Kenobi. I think it will be out by then.
Wait, just the first episode, though, right?
Just the first episode. And then on May 9th, so May, we are doing our retro movies. And we're going to start with May 9th, The Last Dragon.
Let's go.
So we're going to rewatch The Last Dragon and have a conversation about that. If you want to participate and tell us what we should watch, because I only have the May 9th, the rest of May, if you want to tell us what we should watch, I just posted in the chat the link for the Survey Monkey so that the community can tell us what we should watch. You get 3 spaces to put your selections. Any 3 movies that are retro or classic. There's a difference there.
Where does the Golden Child fit? No.
I would say, depending upon how you feel about it, it is retro or a classic.
Classic.
It is nuts.
Sweet Robin Moosey.
Yeah.
So that is there.
Black Dynamite. Has everyone seen Black
With the
Dynamite?
knife?
Please.
Black Dynamite is a must-see.
Okay, so everyone on the screen right now is going to go to that survey. They're going to put their selections, and then we're going to start posting what everyone says we should watch in May. What else is coming up, Jade? Oh, let's see. We've got the steampunk workshops. So we
I
have
have a
at
bone to
least
pick
2
with you.
workshops. What? We have at least 2 workshops. One is going to be in May. 2 will probably be in May. The first one is Tuesday, April 26th. So next week, we will be meeting in person at the Gold Spot. And we'll be making jewelry for the Steampunk Tea Party.
Let's go.
Steampunk Tea Party. When is that,
That's what you
Jade?
done did to me.
That's June 18th. Tickets will be on sale soon. I think at the end of this week, some pre-sale tickets for a very special item. That's all I'm going to say.
That's going to be a fun event.
It is.
You've left people with mystery.
I did. And if you want to come to the workshops, if you're in town, there I will also post a link for that while Julia tells us whether or not she wants to be found.
I do not.
Ooh.
Okay. So you cannot find Julia. There you go.
My social media channels are dark. I will no longer be influenced by the crazy hype beast that is Instagram, but I will troll.
Okay. Marcus?
What does it mean? You can find me on Twitter at Marcus Ross and at Waterbear Games. I am designing games, sometimes in public, sometimes behind very closed doors. And, yeah.
You're very active on Twitter.
I post my Wordle scores. But yeah, I post every now and then.
I do not understand Wordle. Okay.
Oh, it's fantastic.
I don't.
It's great. It's great.
Lind, do you want to be found?
It would be nice. Yes. I can be found in the historic Florence area of North Omaha at my studio, Friesen and Company. Come see me.
All right.
This is my website, friesenandcompany.com.
And Lind will be one of the photographers at the Steampunk Tea Party.
You got product placement like Real Housewives.
Speaking of, that is a beautiful shirt that you have on there, Marcus. I love it so much.
Oh, you like this one?
Yes.
I love it so much.
Okay.
Represent.
Okay.
Both y'all doing it up.
So we try.
The House of Afros, Capes, and Curls, afroscapescurls.com, and all the social media things, _Hoac. Just look for Afros, Capes, Curls. We don't do hair, but we are starting to pop up in the Google searches.
Let's go.
Yeah. All right. Anything else before we dip out?
Live long and prosper.
Let's just make it all. All right. Good night.